Hello everyone, this is Chad the Gaming Dad here, back again with another episode of Fun or Run. This is the review show where we take a quick look at a game and let you know whether or not it is fun or if you should run. The game in question today is Mudrunner, a Spintires game. So Mudrunner, a Spintires game, in order for you to understand what this game is, you kind of have to understand where it came from. And the reason why they put in here a Spintires game is because that's exactly what it is. Back in 2014, Spintires, the game, came out on PC. It was really popular. A lot of people liked playing it, a lot of people liked streaming it. Basically what you're doing is you're driving around these old, like Soviet-era type military vehicles through some completely unpaved terrain.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Pure wilderness. And you're doing some logging or something like that. It's really all just about getting some cargo and moving it to another point on the map and delivering the cargo. It actually, on paper, sounds really, really boring. But once you start playing it, you see the appeal. The challenge is just getting your vehicle through all the mud and the muck, going over trees, getting them stuck, use the winch, pull your truck out of a ditch or out of some really, really sticky situation. You also can control whether or not you're in two-wheel mode or four-wheel mode, lock the differential, all that very cool off-road mud trucking kind of stuff. Spintires had a day-night cycle, and all of the ground deformed as you drove over it. You could see the mud sort of smushing and oozing through your tires. Your truck would get all dirty, but then you go through a big puddle or a river or something, it gets all washed off. It was a simulator. There's lots and lots of simulators on PC, whether you want to be a trucking simulator or a farming simulator, or God, there's probably a simulator for everything. This was see how far you can drive through the mud simulator, basically. There's casual mode, there's hardcore mode. In hardcore mode, your fuel goes faster, and there aren't as many assists to tell you where to go on the map, things like that. So, Spintires, like I said, was on PC, and it never really made its way off of PC. You can still get it there. In fact, it still sells, I think, for about 30 bucks on there. So along comes Mudrunner, a Spintires game, which, if you read the back of the box, it says that it's the ultimate off-road simulation experience because it's the ultimate edition of the million-seller hit Spintires. So basically, this game that you have now on the consoles, it's also been re-released back on PC as well. This is sort of the definitive edition. Now, the original developers of Spintires went to Kickstarter and all that stuff to get their game made, but after a while they weren't able to support it anymore, so if you look, the new version, Mudrunner, is made by Focus Home Interactive, and also Saber. It's not really that important to know who it was that's making this game, it's just that it's a different developer. Someone else picked up the series, went ahead, took the Spintires game, made it look a little bit better, made it play a little bit better, and then went ahead and put it on the consoles and stuff too. So that's the basic gist of this game. You have a whole bunch of different off-road vehicles, you have a bunch of different environments that you can choose from. This new version, Mudrunner, comes with some challenges that you can do, which is fun, gives you something to actually overcome or beat. You can get 3 stars on different missions, having to do different things. I particularly like playing this game, especially with my kids. We just call it Mud Trucks. So you don't even have to call it Mudrunner, a Spintires game anymore. If you want to call it Mud Trucks, just like us, you can call it Mud Trucks. And yes, when you say it, you do have to say it like that. Mud Trucks! Different types of vehicles, like I said, some of them are used to haul different things, whether you're going to be carrying logs, or if you need to be carrying fuel, or maybe like a convoy. You can take this game online now on the console with up to 4 players and cooperate in order to beat all these different objectives. You go into a map, and you have to go to one corner of the map to go get some logs or something, and then bring them back to another corner of the map to actually get the points. You don't beat the level until you get enough points racked up from going back and forth, but you're going to run out of gas. You might get stuck someplace. Your vehicle might break. You can break things like the engine, and once that happens, you're stuck in the mud, if you will. So then you have to go get a different vehicle. You can warp to different sections of the map that you have unlocked and jump into other vehicles, bring them over to where your stuck vehicle is, fix it, get it moving again, and then on your way. So if you're playing single player, there's a good bit of jumping between truck to truck to figure out how you're going to get all this stuff moved from point A to point B. But it would be pretty cool with 3 other friends to go in there in cooperative mode, 4 players. Say one person takes the little Jeep kind of thing and goes up ahead and tries to scout out what's going to happen, because, you know, the Jeep is smaller, a little bit more agile, easier to get it unstuck, so it can go ahead and find the best route. Then you got the guys that bring the fuel, another one that actually carries everything, and maybe one that has some stuff to fix the other vehicles. The 4 of you go out and attack these different tasks and complete them all together. That would be really cool. So far, I've only been playing in single player, but maybe one of these days I'll jump into some cooperative. It does sound like a really good time. These missions do take quite a long time because you're not moving super fast. You're going at a snail's pace sometimes through some of these areas, and you could spend a lot of time trying to get where you're going. The sun starts to set, it becomes dark, you can't see too well, you turn on your headlights, you're trudging through the mud, going through rivers and streams, and on many occasions I have completely lost it, dumped the truck, lost my load. Pretty much had to start over again. I like the little effects here after I crash my truck. You hear the owl in the distance hooting. This game does have kind of a dash cam also. Some of the challenges require you to only use the dash cam. That's pretty cool. You can also manually shift so that if you're stuck in the mud and you want to drop it down into just first gear or something and crawl along, you can do that. It says on the box that it's PS4 Pro enhanced, and I have a Pro, but I can't really tell you where it's enhanced. The whole thing looks decent, but it looks a lot like those simulators that you see on PC. It's got that simulator vibe to it. But overall, it works really well, runs really well. I haven't had any kind of glitches or issues, really. It just does what it sets out to do. Put you in a truck in some very unforgiving environment and ask you to drive across it. Can you do it? That's what it's all about. Nothing quite like getting stuck in the mud and then finding the right tree to hook your winch to, pull yourself back out, and continue on without losing any of your precious cargo or anything. It's just really a chill game. I put on some calm music or something and just sit back, kick my feet up, and play for a while, driving these trucks through the mud. Now, this game may not be for everyone because it is very one note. There isn't a whole lot of variety in this game. You're going to be driving trucks, you're going to be going through mud and finding ways to get past different things and overcome the obstacles, if you will. But if you're the kind of gamer that likes a little bit of a challenge and just likes to relax and play something that's completely different than what we're used to, I picked this up basically because I wanted to try something that was a little bit different, something that's a little bit unique, and I'm pretty happy that I did. The other nice thing about this game is that it is a little bit budget because it's got a $40 price tag instead of $60. It's not a giant AAA budget type of game. It's almost kind of like an indie game, and it is ultimately a simulator. I did try to hook up a steering wheel to this, but it is not recognized. Unless someone knows a way that I don't know, I'm going to say here that I don't believe that this supports any kind of wheel on the consoles. On PC, I think it might, but for the Xbox and the PS4, I don't think you can hook up any kind of steering wheel to it, so that's sort of a bummer. But it controls just fine with a controller. You use the right analog stick as your shifter if you want to do manual. You don't just hit buttons, which is cool. Like, you actually have to move the shifter into different gears with the right stick. But overall, this thing is really delivering what it set out to do, and it's something that I'm glad that I picked up. Something different for a change. Mudrunner, a Spintires game. Go jump in your truck and get dirty. So till next time, remember, you never outgrow video games. My name's Chad the Gaming Dad, and for this episode of Fun or Run, Mudrunner, a Spintires game, I never had so much fun being stuck in the mud. Thanks again for watching. If you liked that video, please press like and subscribe. I love hearing from you guys, so leave your comments and any suggestions down below. Remember, there's tons of other gamers out there just like you and me, and they also know that you never outgrow video games. Feel free to share these videos all over social media, Twitter, Facebook, or whatever you use. This channel is for all of us. Let's make sure they know that they are not alone. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.